Now, welcome to Great Minds Tutorials. This is your favorite tutor, Hodiso, and in this episode, we're going to be continuing with our advanced object-oriented programming. And in this part number 3, I want us to start looking at something very interesting called the structured data. But we're dealing with data structures. So that is the part of the topic. Okay, structured data a data structure in Java is a class that simply acts as a container of structured data. So data structures can be used to store multiple different data types of data, such as array linked lists, your stacks, your queues, your graphs, and your sets. And that is all we need to know about that. So I come in by giving you the practicality side of it, and we're going to be looking at it practically. So now what I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to be looking at what we call an array list. So in this case, I'm going to create and say array list example. There we go. So today I'm going to be demonstrating an array list in and out, and how does it work and how is it related. So far we have been working with two data structures from our basic Java programming. Our first data structure that we've been looking at is a variable, the one that we've been using every time. So a variable is used to store data. You create a variable, and we've been doing it all along, where you would say string and you saying name, and then we'll be writing your favorite tutor's name, and my name is Hodiso. Hodiso. And one more thing, guys, thank you for the love and the support. The channel is growing. We are approaching 500 subscribers. I see you guys from India, and I see you guys from Nigeria, and all the other countries, and also my guys from my country, South Africa. And I see that you're supporting the channel, and we are getting to grow the channel. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe so that we grow this family, so that we can keep on producing quality content like this and spread the knowledge out there at the best of the knowledge that I know. So far, okay, now, so we've been working on a variable which is string name, and then you assign this is the data that we're storing. The data that we're storing is my name, which is Kwadiso, and we are storing it where? To the variable. That is the first basic data structure that we've been looking at. And the second basic data structure that we've been looking at is an array, where you'll have an array, and your array will be storing numbers, and then you can be giving it numbers 1, 2, 3, and so forth. So this is also part of the basic data structure, where you can create multiple data into a memory location, and you have stored multiple data which has got the same data type, which is an integer, and that is still also part of basic data structures. So now, since we are doing advanced object-oriented programming in Java, we need to start using advanced data structures method. And the first one that we're going to be looking at is what we call an array list. So an array list is closely related to an array, but slightly different on how it works. And today I'm going to be demonstrating it. Let's firstly work on how you declare it. You're going to declare it as a list. Okay, sorted it out. So you're going to create a list, and you must give it a data type. Let's say we want to store names. You can say string. That's the data type, and then the name of it is names. It must show that it's plural, because what we're storing is not one thing, it's multiple stuff. And then we're going to say new, then we specify from the list what are we storing. So, okay, let me see if I can quickly get this. Let's say data structure collection framework Java, so that I can show you the framework. So the collection framework Java platform provides most commonly used data structures from a collection framework. So I want us to look at this collection framework. Let's quickly go through this. So this can represent a framework where we are having a list, we're having a queue, and we're having a set. So we are having an array list and we are also having a linked list. So a linked list can be both a list and a queue. And we're having a vector and a stack. All of this, they are under your list. Only this one, it shares both. It can be either a list and it can also be a queue. And we are having an array queue and we are having a set which is a set, and we are also having another one which is what we call a map. So this is what we're talking about. Every time I'm going to be mentioning a Java collection, you must understand what I'm talking about. So hence, when I'm declaring, the definition of my declaration is that I said list, but then it implements a new array list. So don't be surprised whenever I do that. Why? Because it's from the collection framework. Why am I doing this when I'm saying that it's a list? Okay, now we're going to import a list which is under Java the util.list, and we're also going to import, okay, array list a little bit later on. So that is how we're going to be doing. Now that we're going to put in an array list. So this is the declaration. This is the declaration of an array list. Then there are few things that you can do with an array list. So the few things that you can do with an array list, the first thing is that you can add into the array list. Array list. You can add data into the array list. How do you do that? You write the name of the array list. In this case, it's names. You say dot. Then you say add. Then you're going to be able to add. And then let's add your favorite tutor's name first. Skodiso. And let's add other beautiful names to it, like Jane. Names dot add. Let's add another name. Lois. Let's add a name. Names dot names dot add. You say Calvin. Okay, so now that is what we are doing. So now, after adding those names, there is a standard way that you can just display everything. So how do you display? You can go system.out.println, then you can say names. It's gonna be able to display everything. So that is the standard way. So what it's gonna do is just gonna show you inside the brackets. It's gonna show you Khodiso is the first one, Jane is the second one, Louis is the third one, and we're also having Kelvin as the fourth one. So that is the standard way. So there is a more advanced way or a proper way that you can do it. You can involve your for loop. You can say int I is then assigned to you can then say is assigned to 0, and then you can say I is less than names dot. So in an array list you'll say name dot length. But when you oh no, in an array, sorry about that. In an array, you'll use dot length, but in an array list, you need to use dot size. And I plus plus, that is the difference between an array and an array list. Then in here, you'll say system.out.println. So then here you will get here and say the name is names dot, you say get at the specific index, then it's going to be able to show you the names separately. It's going to say Khodiso, Jane, Louis, and Calvin, like that. That is another way of you displaying. So there are a couple of number of things that you can do again with this. You can say names dot. You can get at a specific index, just like an array. If you say at index number 0, that is what it's going to give you. And then if you were to system.out.println that, let's put it inside our output. You can say names.get at 0. Then we're going to be able to display it as that. All right. It's going to show Khorizo, which is the one at index number 0. So We can also say names dot. We can clear the whole thing, and immediately after, when we have cleared, whenever we display, it's gonna be empty. And there we go. Now empty. Why? Because we've cleared. So that is another one. You can use clear. Let's say dot. Let's see. We can clear. We can check if it contains. So and then we can check if it contains Kodiso. And we can have a boolean here. Is valid. And then we can make a valid to be a true. We can assign it to that. So that is going to return to us a true or false. And we can say if is valid is a true, then it must say that Khadisha the tutor is in the list. Else, it must say let's remove that. So we could not find him in the list. And there we go. Khadiso the tutor is in the list. Why? Because it's gonna first check. Khadiso contained, yes, Khadiso is here. So let's say we wanted to get Lerato, which in my language it means love. So Lerato, we couldn't find her in the list, but it said him, but it's fine. Okay, so that's how you actually gonna use the contains method together with your array list. And let's see the other one that you can use. There's a couple of them that you can use and play around with this. So you say dot is empty. Then this is going to tell you whether it's empty or not. Then we're going to say if is valid. Then we're going to say system.out the list is empty. Else, if it's false, means it's not empty. And we're going to say system.out.println the list is not empty. Let's check. The list is not empty, and which is true. The list is not empty. It has got stuff inside of it. And then, but if we say names the clear, you will see that it's then going to say that the list is empty. Why? Because it's going to clear it before. So you see, that's how you work around with it. Let's see another one that you can use. Names dot. I'm giving you the ones that we're going to use commonly. Most of the time, all of this, it's actually interesting. So you can remove at a specific index. So when you system.out names, no, it's fine. As you can see, Khadija is not out of the list. We're left with Jane, Louise, and Calvin. There we go. So you can remove at the specific index. I think you can also remove like this, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's able to remove Khodiso. You can also still do it like that. Let's see what other thing commonly we're gonna need. Dot. We've checked is empty. We've checked remove. We have checked replace. So you can use the set. So you use set is gonna be used to replace. So I'm gonna show you a difference. You cannot add. There is add that you can use like this. When you say add lerato, which means love, this is not going to replace Khodiso. It's going to add. Oh, I didn't display it, so we cannot see anything. Obviously, because I didn't display names. Then when you do that, you see it will say Lerato. It will push back my array list backwards and add Lerato. But if I use set here instead of add, if I say set, then this is going to replace. It's going to replace Khodiso with Lerato. That is what you must look out for whenever you're using the add and the set. So the set replaces the add, it pushes it back, it just amends it inside. So if I were to amend it in the middle, you will see it will also still be able to amend in the middle. If I were to say add one here, meaning that at subscript number 1, which is the second element, so it's going to say Khodiso, Lerato, Jane, Louis, and Calvin. So you'll see it's going to say Khodiso, Lerato, Jane, Louis, and Calvin, as I've mentioned. But now, if I were to set again, remember, if I say set now, this is going to replace Jane with Lerato. Now it's going to say Khodiso, Lerato, Louis, and Calvin. And there you have it. These are the commonly ones that you're going to be using. But there's many more that you can work around and use. So I'm just introducing you to ArrayList. You'll start seeing them popping up mostly whenever we are doing advanced object-oriented programming. Let me see if size, we have already done it. It just gives you the size of the array. Set, we have already used it, which is going to replace. And yeah, there are many more, but I'm just giving you the ones which we are going to be commonly using. And that is it from me for today. Your favorite tutor Khodiso. Till the next one, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And till the next time we drop, and that's it from me. Cheers.